What is up, guys? How's everyone doing? Roy, how are you?
What up?
Doing really good. As you can see, we posted a poll in the chat. What is your state of being regarding the last game of the season? 67% right now of people are saying that they are feeling nervous. Roy, how do you feel?
Cause fucking confident.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I pressed nervous on the poll
That's a shame.
because I don't know. You have to be a little bit nervous.
No, absolutely not.
Well, I'm not saying that I'm not confident, but anything can happen. And I know that I'm confident in our ability, but I'm still, anything can happen. So,
Well, the way I see it, once you go into battle, only two things can happen. You can either win or you can lose. And, you have to go in there with the belief that you're going to win. And if you win, you win. If you lose, you take it on the chin and you get up and you try again. But there's only two outcomes. Uh, I'm confident that we're going to go in to play to win, and I'm confident that the game is going to go fine.
yeah. Well, I hope. So,
Forza Milan, Joel.
Forza Milan. Mayrod is scared. Yes.
Incredible.
Um, yeah, so I saw some news today that seems interesting. A couple different pieces of news.
What's that?
I guess we can just start off in general. Did you see the? Well, this is complete speculation, but the first one is Rodrigo. Even though I doubt that will happen.
Rodrigo to AC Milan because Mbappe is going to Real Madrid, so it looks like they're going to need to offload one of their wingers. Now, yeah, sure, Rodrigo's not bad.
Oh, he's a great player. I doubt that will happen though. If I'm being, it's very unlikely.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
That's just like kind of some journalist, like some Spanish news source
I
that.
mean, it could make sense. I mean, it's an
Yeah,
option.
right. Um, right. I'll tell you what. Another player that is much more likely to happen is Renato Sanchez. And I was looking at his, stats and watching him, and I wish the only thing that concerns me about him is his injuries, because he doesn't play many games. But when you watch this guy play, it's just unbelievable. Like if you, especially even in the Champions League when Lille played Chelsea, like he played phenomenal. Like he was the standout player in that game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's definitely a very talented player. He's basically, let's say, like Italy's Verratti. The creative midfielder, the scientist. He's Portugal's scientist midfielder.
Yeah,
So yeah, man, Sanchez is honestly one of the best options we can have in the world. For the way we play, it's
yeah.
one of the best options ever.
He, he's so physical as well. Like
Yep.
he can defend. He's creative, and he's very strong. Like he can. He's not as big as he seems. Like the way he plays, because he just outmuscles everyone.
Yeah,
And
he's like a pit bull. Yeah.
yeah, so very very useful player to have. I hope we do sign him. Um, I mean, Kessie is gonna leave, so we need to have some sort of quality replacement.
Casey is going to leave, huh?
I'm pretty positive.
Man, I kind of don't want him to leave. I want him to stay.
I don't want him to leave either because what's the point of losing a good? I think he's a good player, and it's sad to lose a good player for free.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. But
I mean, and also he's so solid. He never gets injured. Like literally, aside from that moment he was injured in the beginning of the season, Casillas never been injured. Last season, never, not once. This whole season, never been injured. And he accepted his role. He understood everything. Absolute professional, Casillas.
yeah, well, I will say he's professional in the sense that he didn't let this like situation get to him too much. I don't think that he's playing.
No.
he's not as. I mean, he hasn't been amazing, but he's been pretty solid. I would say.
No, look, if you compare his numbers from last year, because I checked it on that website, SofaScore,
Hmm.
last season, his numbers were insane.
Yeah.
His numbers were insane. This season, they're almost a quarter. They're
Yeah.
almost a quarter of what he did last season. But just his presence, his physicality, the persona, the charisma, the leader, the fact that he never gets injured is so important.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I hope Sanchez comes in to replace him because that's all we can really hope for. Because I'm pretty sure he's already going to Barcelona. So
Yeah. So when we are talking, you mentioned injuries. So when we're talking about Sanchez, we got to talk about injuries, and that's the thing. Like Kessie is a tank. Sanchez is like a rowing boat.
yeah. Well, don't worry, because now it looks like Milan Labs has finally woken up.
Yeah.
I
Let's
don't know.
hope. Let's hope.
Yeah, our injuries have reduced. I don't know. I think it was just bad luck. I mean, it's hard to explain.
Okay.
What do you think?
What's bad luck?
The all of our injuries.
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, we can. I can speculate.
Yeah.
I think they were just making mistakes in how they were in the recovery process. That's where I think they're making some mistakes.
Yeah.
But that's just a speculation. That's a wild guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Milan has would finance like top of the line technology for rehabilitation, things like that. Like I don't think I mean because I look at other teams like the videos that you see from like all of these like labs of like these really rich teams. I'm sure Milan has, like cryotherapy and other things like that to recover.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they do. Yeah, of course. They have all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all
But
about.
yeah, the reason why I was thinking recovery is because that is a quite a delicate process, especially when you're playing every three days.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I mean, or it's just a series of bad luck. What do you
Yeah,
think? What do you think it
I
is?
think it was mostly bad luck, and I
Yeah.
think that we were playing a lot of games, and a couple of our players are a little old, but not. I mean, so it's understandable that they would get injured more often. But the rest of them, like I guess, I don't know, just the circumstances that happened. It was a pretty. COVID kind of made the schedule a little bit compact. I'm pretty sure as well, so that contributed to it.
Yes. Look, it didn't happen to the other teams as much as it happened to us. So
Yeah, I
that's
mean
why it was frustrating.
Liverpool last season really suffered as well, though. They almost missed Champions League because of it. I mean, but yes, overall, Milan is like over the course of 2 seasons, definitely.
Liverpool without Van Dijk is a team that struggles. We saw that last year, actually, because now that you remind me, Liverpool didn't have Van Dijk for a big part of last season, correct?
Yeah, basically, yeah, almost the whole season, I think.
Yeah, like you take away that player, and all of a sudden they're struggling to make top four. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Very,
sure.
very
Yeah.
interesting.
I think a lot of the people in chat are talking about the Sassuolo game because I think all the focus is going to that game. So
Shameful.
next call, I'm scared of Berardi, Inter fanboy, and Marotta, the new Moji.
Dude, they're all Inter fanboys. Berardi, Raspadori, maybe Scamacca, even Frattesi. Literally, it's like it's all the Inter fans playing together with the same club.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Inter. I think I don't know. For some reason, there's some teams that just feel like they're connected.
Inter
Like
and Sassuolo?
yeah, and I think I don't want to
Really?
say
I don't think. Why
there's
do you
like
say that?
because there's so many connections. Like for example, like Inter and Sassuolo because of like all the players, how they a lot of them cheer for Inter. Also, do you remember the I don't know if it
Good
was
point.
I don't know if it was this season or last season, but Inter was playing Sassuolo, and I'm pretty sure they benched all of their best players. Like I think they benched Locatelli, Berardi, and Yeah, so it was last season. It had to be.
Well, this season, Sassuolo kicked Inter's ass pretty
Yeah, this
badly.
season they did, but I don't know why. I think it was towards the end of the season last year. They just benched their team when they played Inter, and I was really confused.
I don't know. I don't think there's any connections, not that I know of. No.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting because then there's also like Cagliari, for example, who I know they're not really. I mean, I'm just saying they're not like connected, but it's like there's all these linked players between Inter and Cagliari, like Barella used to play there, I'm pretty sure, and Nangolan has is linked with both. So like they've had like
Yeah,
in the past these historic connections.
Inter has definitely had market with Cagliari. I don't think they've had much market with Sassuolo. I can't think of any players that Inter has gotten from Sassuolo. At
Yeah,
least I can't think of right now. Looks like they want to.
it
Looks
would
like
be
they want to.
it would be so easy to corrupt. I feel like I mean, all you have to do is say like I'll pay this much for this player. I'll give you this much money if you just bench a couple of your best players when we play you or
Yeah, of
something like that.
course,
So,
of course.
but whatever. All that matters
That's
is
that
we have
stuff
to
is obviously happening.
yeah. So all that matters is that we have to just expect the best Sassuolo 11 they can possibly have.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. No, no, no. They're gonna play to win. They're not gonna. They're not gonna give us any gifts. It's not Christmas. This won't be Christmas Day for sure. It's we take it day. That's what it is.
Yeah. Also, Joel is 100% right with this comment. Inter without Brozovic is nothing. Like they're so much worse.
Well, we saw that without Brozovic, they really struggled to make points, and it was one of the moments where they did lose a lot of points was because of when Brozovic wasn't there. So there
Yeah.
was definitely a correlation.
If they had injuries at the same rate that we had at the beginning of the season, I mean, they would not be. I don't think they would have done as well as us
Um, yeah, probably not.
because they don't really. I mean, when was the last time they don't really miss that many like key players that often? I feel like their defense is always the same. I mean, Handanovic sometimes. I mean, yeah, when he didn't play, but I think that was their choice not to play him. Like,
Uh,
when he
yeah,
doesn't
right.
play.
No, it's a team that doesn't get injured. They don't get many injuries. It's one of their strengths. That it's a team that is actually, for some reason, I don't know what it is about them. I guess it's the staff, the methodology they do. They just very healthy team all the way around.
Yeah.
Bastards.
Young Go says he expects a professional performance from Sassuolo, but at the same time, if it's like tied at the end, they're not gonna try to go all out to win. I
Yeah,
mean, when you say that,
I don't think so, man.
that's gonna happen.
Dude, these guys are interisti. These guys live for this shit, man. For them, it's their boyhood dream to ruin Milan's party. This is like
Yeah,
what they live for.
exactly. Um, let's see what else. Inter's bench is honestly not anything different from ours. They're just lucky they haven't gotten many injuries. I have to think about that.
No, I agree with that.
I want to see exactly who's on their bench, but
I mean, they have a better roster overall, but our bench is pretty good.
yeah, I mean, they do have. I think Correa is a pretty good substitute to have. They
Yeah,
have
they have
they,
Sanchez, Correa,
they
Dzeko,
have
Lautaro,
Caicedo
Caicedo.
never really plays, and he's pretty solid. Um,
Those are good options to have.
yeah, I totally also noticed that Bakayoko for when he came on. I mean, when was the last time he played? Because unless I'm forgetting like something, then I haven't remembered. Like it's been a while, right?
Yeah, Bakayoko. Yeah, that was his first appearance in months.
Yeah, so that was interesting. Um, But yeah, Inter's bench. So they have like Dumfries and Darmian that rotate. Perisic is on the left usually. Um, they have Gosens off the bench,
They
which
have
is
a slightly
interesting.
better bench. They have a better bench for sure. They have a better team.
Yeah,
There's no doubt about it. They have a better roster as far as players, value, etc. But we are youngsters, and we're going to confirm ourselves as the better team in the next upcoming seasons.
yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, and I think that we're developing faster than they are.
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
That's what's
for
good about
sure,
us.
for sure.
Um, Mayrod Skamaka will turn into my favorite player if he doesn't score. Yeah, I'll sign him if he doesn't score. Never thought I'd say that.
Well, listen, I wonder what Inter's doing because Inter cannot get Raspadori, Scamacca, Dybala, and this guy, that guy. I mean, they can only get a few of these guys. So I really wonder what this Mercato is going to be. If these Italian guys stay at Sassuolo, then I have lost all hope in Italian football. Like, I swear to, I've lost all hope.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm trying to think of some other teams as well. Like, I know last season it was DePaul, and they were asking so much money for him, and Atletico was able to afford it. Milan was not.
Man, if it was this season, we would have been able to get him.
We'll see though. We don't know how much money we're gonna have in the Mercato.
I mean, we're, how much money do you think we're gonna have?
I'd say around 100 million again, if assuming that we have Elliott still, and it's the same sort of model.
100 million is a lot.
Well, that's how much we had last season. Well, actually, I think that also includes like I don't know if that includes wages
No,
or not.
we spent around 75 in the last Mercato.
Okay. Well, I think maybe it's accounting for wages or some other fees then.
And then we're getting two players that are free. Well, one player that is free, and the other
Right.
player on cheap.
I mean,
Um,
okay, Roy, have you watched Yassine Adli play?
yeah.
What do you think about him?
Honestly, I think he will be a youngster that will need time to develop, and a lot of fans are going to probably treat him like they treat the Ibrahim Diaz and treat Salamakers. So he's going to have to go through that. But with this team, they can develop superstars. I mean, Benacer came to Milan after a relegation with Empoli. And right now, today, Benacer is a player very capable of playing top level football in Europe.
He's fantastic.
So, Yassin Ali is kind of going through that same, I guess, journey that Benacer went. Now he goes to a big team, even healthier team than when Benacer joined. With this team, he will develop into a very good player. I hope, but who knows? Maybe he might not. He might get lost, and we end up selling him.
Yeah, wait, Roy, Benacer was an Elliott signing, right?
I think so. Benacer is Maldini for sure. I know Benacer
Well,
was a
under the
Maldini
Elliott
signing.
ownership. Right, yeah.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
All right, yeah. But anyways, my opinion is from what I've seen, Yasin Adli looks he's not bad, but he looks a little bit slow in my opinion, and he doesn't look too physical. So I'm scared that he won't be too good right away, and I think he has to definitely improve a lot.
Well, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, if I'm not confident if we don't sign another midfielder, like if we just have him to replace Kessie, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it's very I'd be nervous.
Least Inter got something. Wait, we lost 50, 100 million of assets for nothing last season. At least Inter got something for Lukaku. Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about, Donnarumma and Çalhanoğlu, those were mistakes that the club made. I mean, there's no going back to that. Those were mistakes they made. They acknowledged were mistakes. They have to be a little bit more aggressive when it comes to selling these players. Maybe be less with the heart, and more with the head.
Yeah, they waited too long. If they weren't gonna, if nothing was moving after a long period of time, then like, what is the point of continuing to
Yeah,
like drag it out?
it seems like once it engages in this kind of like tug of war, you kind of know where it's gonna go. It's gonna
Yeah.
go all the way to the end of the contract.
Yeah, especially in the last year. Like, what's the point of continuing? Like last season, they were like, Çalhanoğlu, is he gonna resign? Is he until like the end of the season? Same thing with Donnarumma, and it's like, well, if he hasn't re-signed yet, like, what the hell? What's the
Yeah,
point?
and and I do want to say all those players were players that were not signed by Maldini or Elliott. All those players, yes, all those players were signed by Yang Gong Lee. So the contracts were probably different. The situation is different. Now, with the players that Maldini has signed, I don't know. We still have to see whether it's going to be the same thing. The first big one was Theo Hernandez, whom is probably the best left back in the fucking world, and he wants to stay
I
here.
don't. I'd say he's a top three this year.
Well, yeah, he probably is a. He's definitely one of the best. For
But
me,
one
he's
of
the
the
best because I don't care about the other ones. Who are the other ones?
I would say Joao Cancelo, Robertson, and well, this is what I'm thinking of right now. And I mean, Davies 2 years ago was really good. This year he hasn't been that good. He was injured as well. So
Um, yeah, I rate Mr. Taylor Hernandez above all of those guys.
I think Joao Cancelo is probably the best this year, but that's just my own opinion.
I
But
don't think so.
well, no, we'll disagree.
Well, you know where Taylor Hernandez beats Jacques Cancelo? The Nations League Cup. That
Okay.
that was big. That was very big. Like he won France a tournament.
Well, that was an offside goal, but
What?
the Nations League, France won off of an offside goal.
What was it really?
Yeah, you should look at. I mean, I don't. I think
What? There was no
VAR.
VAR. There was
Yeah,
no VAR.
I don't think there was because that was it was clear offsides, but they never recalled it. So
Okay, okay, but yeah, for me, he's number one, and Cancelo's good, but he's not Theo Hernandez.
yeah. And then he says Mendy from Real Madrid. Yeah, he's solid. I
He's a
don't know
good
if he's
He's a good defender, not a great forward. Mendy. Mendy is very good defensively,
yeah.
but
And
but
then I said
not.
Robertson. Yeah, for sure.
Robertson is similar, more similar to Theo Hernandez. Robertson maybe a little bit more methodical. Theo Hernandez is the arrow. He's the
Yeah,
bullet train.
I think Theo Hernandez. I really wish he used his right foot more. That's the only complaint that I have because that he does make a lot of dumb like errors that can be like, like giving the ball away and allowing opponents to counterattack when he looks like he's trying to control it on his left foot because he can't reach it. He can't use his right, You know what I'm saying? He has to go across his body a lot of the time to kind of make passes and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not a secret. Theo Hernandez doesn't have the highest IQ when it comes to football. You know, he has his weapons and he knows how to use them very well. But he definitely has limitations when it comes to tactical awareness on the ball, who the players around him, and doing the right thing. He's like Forrest Gump. He gets the ball, he runs forward, and
Yeah. He is good at making like runs in behind though, I will
oh
say.
yeah, yeah, that's his game. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. What do you guys think about the layoff situation? I don't understand why he has to pay Rupertuccio terminated his contract and with Sporting in the same way and doesn't have to pay as far as I know. Oh, the one. Okay, so he's talking about layout and the like with Sporting. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, something else came up about it. Now they still have to wait for another. Who know? I don't know.
I thought we were talking about his contract for a second, and then my initial reaction to that would be to just give him more money and sign him right, like extend his contract right now. Like that's all. I mean, he's shown that he's developing extremely quickly. So what, like, why would you not just extend his contract? But yeah, for the Sporting situation, yeah, that's. I mean, I'm not sure. It's very complicated. Um, I think I don't know. I don't know who is because now Mendez is his agent, and I'm pretty sure Mendez is his agent. Correct me if I'm wrong, Roy.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, he's his agent. I don't know who his agent was before that this whole like scenario happened under, but like it's very irresponsible what happened. Like I mean, if it was just a blatant, you know, disregard for the rules.
I I honestly don't know much about it. I honestly don't know much about it. I'm not even like I saw the headlines. I don't care. Like this is such a stupid thing. It's in the way. I wanted to get it over with, and I want to see whether or not Leao is going to be faithful to AC Milan or he's going to want to go to another club. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
wait. So Joel says we might lose him. I didn't read this. Wait, where is this coming from? What is the reasoning? Because I thought it was just Leao would have to pay a very high fee.
No, because essentially this situation is probably going to have to force him to make decisions that take him far away from Milan. Because that's I think that's what Joel is
Oh,
saying.
he's saying that. Oh, like to get higher wages to pay it off or something like
Sure, or
that.
something like that, or it could be anything. Who knows? Who knows?
But Sporting cannot go and prevent Leao from playing with us. They can only fine him.
No,
I'm
no,
pretty
no,
sure.
no, 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 no,
Yeah.
no. He breached his contract pretty much. Leao breached his contract, so Sporting wants the money that was spent, or the value of his price tag. It's something like that.
Right. I want to ask you a question.
What?
Let's say that it's the end of the summer. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
like Young Go here says, if Loud isn't summoned before the World Cup, I think we're in trouble losing him for free. Let's say it's the end of the summer and we haven't renewed his contract yet, and a club is offering like 70 to 80 million for Leao. Would you sell him at the end of the summer?
I don't think that would be a smart move to do. I
I
would.
would hope that we would re-sign him,
No, no,
but
no. Hold on.
yeah.
I would sell him in the beginning of the summer, because if I can sell him in the beginning of the summer for that kind of money, I can use that money to get someone like Nkunku. Now, the thing is that one of the reasons why they wait a little bit longer, usually, is because the longer you go, the more the price. It depends, the bids, auctions.
Yeah.
But if I were to wait till the end of the summer, that means that I risk not having big players to replace him with. Because if you lose Leao at this point, you're losing a top player, and you can only replace players for the same value or more. If you lose Kessie, you have to bring in Arenato Sanchez. You can't bring in Pobega. Pobega is not going to be. You have to bring Renato Sanchez.
Yeah.
Same thing with Leao. If we lose Leao, we got to gain Kunku or something like that.
Yeah. Right. Are there any on the topic of replacing Kessie? Just do you think are there any players in the Serie A that you think would be like interesting besides a Renato Sanchez that we could look at?
Midfielders?
Yeah.
Uh,
Also,
Mi-
I'll be right back. Just tell me your opinion.
Milenkovic Savic.
Okay.
Barella.
Well,
Uh,
right, we're not gonna get Barella for Inter would never let us touch him.
I don't know about that. Milan and Inter have have a long history of. Oh, okay. Barella is more like I get it. Barella is not just a random fringe player. I get it. But I'm just naming the interesting midfielders that are at that level.
Milinkovic Savic is an interesting idea.
Yeah, Milinkovic Savic, Barella, Pellegrini.
Yeah.
Who
What about
else?
Vere too? What are your thoughts?
No, 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 not that level. Not that level.
I think he's good.
He's good, but he's not that level. I mean, like Savic and Barella, Sanchez, Kessie, Brozovic, like in Italy, let's say in Italy, this is elite, right? I wouldn't put Veretout in that category. Maybe
Yeah,
below.
although he's already made it onto the French national team at times, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, no,
That's competitive.
he's almost at that level in my opinion. Oh,
Uh,
Jorginho, yeah, I would get Jorginho.
I don't know about Georgie. He's not my favorite midfielder. He's decent.
Actually, with Jorginho, you can you can play some very good possession football with Jorginho. You can slow down the pace quite a lot and play tiki taka with Jorginho.
Yeah, I'm just scared that if we lose Kessie and we have George, like I think we need another option. I mean, then again, it depends. Are we gonna keep Bakayoko and all these other players? But we need an
No,
option. We
no,
need a
you're not doing
physical. We need some more physicality because if we lose Kessie, the only defensive like central mid that we're gonna have is Benacer, in my opinion. Really.
well.
So
I mean, theoretically, we have Pobega that
Okay.
that does that. Pobega is going to be the player that is going to come in and is going to be the muscle, right? As Bakayoko is going out probably because it seems like it. Kessie is going out, so Pobega is coming in. He's bringing in the muscle, the quantity. Sanchez is bringing a little bit more quality. So we're moving from uh, a quantity football to a quality. Sorry, a quantity midfield to a quality midfield. We'll be more balanced towards the quality next season, while this season we're a little bit more balanced to the quantity.
Yeah, I mean, Paul Bega though, it's kind of like how I mean, if he comes back off the loan, is Pioli or is he just going to be loaned out again because Pioli doesn't really utilize him because I don't know, it looks like Pioli it seems like Pioli doesn't know how he would fit into the team.
Well, according to the reports that came out regarding Pobega, is two things. Two things that we can look at and we can pontificate on. Juric really wants Pobega to stay at Torino because he really
Yeah.
likes him. So there is maybe an option where Pobega can be used as a counterpart for another player.
I don't know
Maybe
why we're not looking at Bremer to be honest with you. I
Maybe,
really
maybe,
don't know
maybe it
why.
could be Bremer. Maybe it could be Bremer. Maybe it
Yeah.
could be Bremer. But on the other hand, what's coming out from the Milan side is that Milan wants to bring Pobega because they feel that he's ready. He's ready now to play for the step. So basically, his growth period, his 2 years loan, he's ready. Now they want to test him out. So we're going to see if that happens this summer. We're going to see if they're going to do that. I think they should because this is a freaking Milan player. He's been there since the beginning. He's done everything. He's done through all the categories. So now let's put him in the first team and let's see how he does. It could be a good solution to have the muscles of Pobega because he's a good defensive midfielder.
Yeah, I think he also goes forward a lot. It looks like he's big, he tries to get
Yeah,
goals in the box.
yeah. He does the inserimenti, as they say.
Yeah. No, he's a good player. I wanted to give him more of a chance, but last season in the summer he was playing the scrimmage games. I was watching all the scrimmage games. And it just seemed like he's like Pioli just never I don't know, it didn't really click for Pioli to like, keep him, I guess.
Well, last season, what they were saying is that he's not suitable for the double pivot. That's
Yeah.
what they're saying. I don't know. We'll see this summer. We'll see this summer. But these are the only two options that we have. Either we use him as an exchange piece, or the team replaces him for Bakayoko and kiss his muscles, which is something that we need to do. And we already have a good solution there.
Yeah.
So,
We need we need four quality players to double pivot. So right now we have Tonali and Benacer. Um and cuz Kessie will leave. So we have a bunch of fill midfielders that we can slot in there, but not only two quality players to be honest.
yeah, if you. Now, it also depends on how. What's his name? Sanchez is used, because he could be used also in the double pivot. That's what came out really when they were talking about Sanchez. But I think he's going to play more as a number 10.
Yeah.
But I think you are right that Tonali and Benacer have confirmed themselves as top. Sanchez, yes.
Yeah.
Pobega, not. We got to find out. Adli, we have to find out. So I think there is a little bit of, let's say, lack of depth in that department as far as experience.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we need to. I mean, we have to see. Like, should we? Because I think that if we lose Kessie, there must be a replacement in the double pivot. Does that mean that we get a midfielder and Renato Sanchez to play cam, or does that mean that Renato Sanchez plays in the double pivot? Because I think he could play in the double pivot, and that would give us. But then at the problem, I mean, if we have him and Tonali though, both of them can go forward. So I don't know if they can play together. That's the problem.
Look, the thing about the Kessie thing is that we're not replacing Kessie with the same kind of player, and I see that. I see that the way we're replacing Kessie, there is going to be a loss in balance when it comes to what we do without the ball, but there's going to be something more with the ball. And I
Yeah.
think that's where the balance tips.
Yeah, but I like so you don't think it's as important to find another midfielder that can cover the back four, but because I think we need to have that defensive presence there. Someone has to stay back when we're counter attacking or
Well,
attacking.
I wonder if Pioli is going to give that role to Tonali, since Sanchez is a player that likes to bring the ball forward more.
Yeah, but I noticed that Tonali right now is playing very well in his role of like being, he pushes up a lot more often from the double pivot, and Benacer and Kessie usually play with him, so he has someone that's more defensive that can kind of sit back. So I don't know. I think we'd only have Benacer. At least that's just how I see it. So I mean, we'd only have Benacer if Kessie leaves
Yeah, but
to
but
kind of stay
no, no,
back.
no. I understand that.
Yeah.
If you want to play with a defensive midfielder, if you look at the team next year, according to the players that we think are coming, Sanchez, and the players that we know that are coming, I mean, it's not going to be a very defensive midfield
Yeah.
because we only really have one player that we can say has defensive qualities, which is Pobega.
And
Tonali,
Benacer.
well, Benacer I wouldn't say is the best defensive midfielder.
Well, he's better at defensively than he is offensively, I would say, and he's very good at. I'm saying we need someone that can make a bunch of tackles and can,
Yeah, well,
you know,
I wouldn't put Benacer in that category.
Benacer's tackling and defensive work rate's fantastic. I think that's what he's. I don't know. I see him as a defensive midfielder.
Benacer's biggest quality is his ability to move the ball from left to right. He's a timekeeper with the ball. Now he does have defensive attributes, but
I when he's healthy, Roy, this guy like the amount of tackles he wins is unbelievable. Like I mean, I'm sure you saw him at the beginning of the season, in
yeah,
the middle. He
but
was fantastic.
if you were to put it on the table, who's the best one at that in the squad? It's Kessie.
Yeah, well, can't see because of his brute strength
And
and
after that, it's Tonali, and then it's
I
Benacer.
I disagree with that. I see Benacer as a better defensive player than Tonali personally.
But I don't think the numbers say that. Tonali's recoveries and Tonali's tackles are probably higher than Kessie's this season. So
Okay, but I feel like when we're moving when we're attacking, Tonali also goes forward more, and we need one of the two to stay back. And who does he ask to stay back? It's either Kessie or Benacer.
right, but
Also, Krunic can play as well.
next also Cruz can play. But next season, if you have Sanchez, I'm just assuming based on the characteristics of the players, he's going to ask Tonali to stay back and Sanchez to go forward.
Tonali to stay back. Yeah, sure, but are you happy with that? Because I don't think that's the best for Tonali.
No, I mean I think it depends because sometimes Pioli plays with two high pivots. Sometimes he plays with like right now he's playing with Krunic and Tonali that both go and press high and play high, and sometimes he plays with two low pivots. So it depends on the game. The thing about Tonali is that Tonali can do literally all those positions. Like he can do all those positions at high level. He can do box to box. He can do low pivot, high pivot.
Yeah.
He can play all those positions. So he has a lot of variations when it comes to Tonali, and I'm assuming he's going to use Tonali as the new Kessie, but a more quality, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, our defense is doing very well right now,
Yeah.
and Hernandez is. So I'm trying to think of like how if our defense will be solid enough without like, because I think we're gonna be. It's fair to say we're gonna be losing defensive quality.
Oh yeah,
That's
we are
safe to
for
say.
sure,
So
for sure.
I hope we can figure out like a balance in the midfield that suits us, and then that means that once again we're going to be looking at an attacking midfielder that if it's Renato Sanchez or whoever that defends as well, and
Exactly,
so like
exactly,
so it's weird because it's
and
like Pioli likes this specific style.
exactly. and that's why this style, this, I mean, the ideal, honestly, would be Tonali, Kessi, and Renato Sanchez. That would be the ideal, and Benacer also in the rotation.
You think Benacer, Tonali, and Renato Sanchez would be good?
Oh yeah, of course. But ideally, for balance sake, Kessi would be better because you have a little bit more cover
Yeah.
and more grit.
You know,
But
you know what, really
yeah,
quick, I kind of wish this season we saw more of Benacer, Kessie, and Tonali all together in the midfield.
Benacer, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, but not with Kessi as an attacking midfield. I think that's he made a mistake there when he did that.
Yeah. What
The
about
way
you?
he's
Think
doing
Tonali
it
could
now.
be a good attacking midfielder?
Yes, Tonali can do exactly the way what Pioli, the way Pioli likes to play his attacking midfield position. Tonali can do it perfectly because
Yeah.
he can do he has all the characteristics. Yeah.
Yeah. I like Zion Train. He makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean it's not a matter of opinion. Like
Yeah.
Tonali this season, when it comes to defensive numbers, is the best player, is the best midfielder in Milan.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I agree. So Marshall H just saw the news we've been offered Aslani. Thoughts? Aslani, I think I
Oh,
saw
oh,
this news as well.
okay. Aslan, who's that? Who's that?
I
Remind
think
me.
is he the Empoli player? I
And
believe.
Empoli
Yes, yeah,
player.
the Empoli player, yeah. He's a young Empoli. I'm gonna pull up his sofa score, just to.
Yeah, go ahead. In the meantime, I want to respond to this one right here. Brian Cristante. Now, if you bring in Brian Cristante and Renato Sanchez, then I think we have a top midfield, top midfield.
Wow, you like Cristante a lot, right?
Because Brian Cristante is going to be the ideal. He is one of the ideal players to then pretty much take Kessi's tactical space, which is the muscle and the grit and all that stuff. But Cristante has a little bit more quality than Kessi in possession,
Yeah,
where Kessi is still a little bit better, maybe physically.
yeah,
So Brian Cristante and Sanchez, Brian Cristante, Sanchez, Benacer, Tonali. Then you have Ali or Pobega, one of those two, as your fifth. Maybe Krunic. Yeah, well, that'd be a nice midfield.
yeah. So okay, Aslani is looking like a central mid, not really not an attacking midfielder, maybe sort of more defensive or just balanced central midfielder. He's 20 years old. In the Serie A, he only has one goal and one assist. But it looks like he's more of like kind of like a Benacer sort of player. Um, and his average match rating is only a 6.8. And honestly, I would want to
What?
watch some of his highlight
Six point
videos.
eight?
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
I mean, yeah, it's not. It just means that he's like a sort of average every
According
game.
to them, he's had really poor ratings. Then
Yeah, I kind of want to watch some of his highlights maybe on the stream if it's allowed, but because I haven't seen him I
no,
haven't
that's
seen him
no, that's
play,
fine.
but
Yeah, yeah. It's he's the Empoli players are all interesting players. They all have interesting players,
yeah, I'm
but
gonna be honest. When I watch them play, I know a couple of the names, but I don't really. I see their play style and I like it. I haven't really focused on the individual players too much, so I'm not too familiar. I can't really make a good opinion on him right now because
no,
I'm
he's
not too
what
familiar.
he's good. He's good. He was one of the players. He's good at keeping the ball possession. All those midfielders are good at keeping the ball. Empoli specifically has Parisi, who's interesting. They have Spinamonti, who is a beast of a player, and they have the
Yeah,
Albanian guy,
Barami.
Barami, who's also very good, also super good.
Yeah, I guess Cristante is another like is the topic. Honestly, when you said that, I don't know. I watch a lot of Roma fan like YouTube and like I see them on the social media. A
Yeah.
lot of them are all really hard on Cristante a lot of the times. I mean,
Well,
he can score some great goals, but he's also I don't know. He's inconsistent.
well, take everything we say with a grain of salt. This is not the smartest fan base in the world. I mean,
Your least favorite fan base.
You know, they don't understand football. I don't know.
Why do you hate Roma fans?
I don't hate Roma fans. I don't. I'm not a. I think they need to do better. I
Well, they
think they
could win the
need to do.
Conference League.
That's good. You know, that's a good step
That's
for
their
them.
first European trophy if they win.
Yeah, it's a good step for Mourinho. Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but they could win their first European trophy and against Feyenoord. I think it'd be good for the city, huh? For sure.
I really hope Mourinho can bring to them this kind of DNA, you know, that can make you win big games in Europe. Because they're so embarrassing when it comes to Europe, man. Like then,
Abraham is a fantastic player, and once again, I wish we got him.
yeah, I know he's your favorite, eh? Striker.
Striker in the league, yeah. I mean that we could get. I mean, I don't mind Ozyman as well, but I think I would like Abraham a bit better just because I think he would fit our system. Um, yeah, and then oh yeah, Roma fans. Barami is good. He's good. I do like him.
Hey, he scored a nasty goal against us, Barami, I think.
Yeah. Don't listen to Roma Lazio or Napoli fans' opinions.
Yeah, yeah. All three of those fan bases actually are similar. Are similar.
I think it's because they're kind of outsiders to the top three. I don't know. It feels like I was thinking about this the other day. Like when I'm thinking about the clubs in Serie A, Juventus has they were on their dominant streak and of winning the league, and at times Napoli was like they were the best challengers to Juventus, but they never could beat them. And it really did take the two other clubs. Inter won last season. Maybe we win, maybe not. Whatever. We're challenging. It took us the two clubs from Milano to really with that history to
Yeah,
challenge Juventus. I don't know. It's just
exactly.
something about history. You're right, Roy.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's something that you can't like avoid. That tradition, that the knowledge that you gain every time you put a trophy in that trophy cabinet, and it's all experience. It's all there. It's all in the books, in the archives, and it's
Yeah.
all things that remain.
By the way, I think we should build a statue of Zlatan outside the new stadium, just because of how important he's been, like for helping us, get out of this situation.
Zlatan.
He
Uh,
deserves it.
yeah, yeah. Look. I think I said that Zlatan is not an AC Milan legend. I take that back. I think Zlatan
Okay.
deserves to be an AC Milan legend. He is one of the AC Milan legends. He should be remembered for the rest of history as one of the greatest AC Milan players.
Yeah, and by the way, I say that like I'm partially joking, and I think that Maldini deserves an actual statue out of all the players. But like I'm just saying, like we have so many different legends, and he's one of the he and what he did for us is really important.
Yeah, he was about to join Napoli. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's what people are saying now. That would have
Well,
been
no.
terrible.
Well, he said it. He said it.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, yeah. He had signed with Ancelotti's Napoli, and he really wanted to play for Napoli and Ancelotti. But then Ancelotti got fired, so then he decided not to pursue Napoli anymore, and he joined Milan instead.
Yeah, well, he was just cool like that.
Yeah.
Um, Roma is the Arsenal of Serie A. Arsenal, yeah, in Europe, they haven't really done anything. Napoli need another Maradona to win Serie A. Trust me. They will not win Serie A anytime soon. Well, Insigne's gone now. I mean, they don't. They're always like they have good players, but I don't think. I mean, I don't know because they maybe have better players than us. Some in some positions, but they just don't really have that I don't know if it's mentality, but they
It's a
slip up a
mentality.
lot. They slip up a lot. They don't have that charisma of a winning team.
Yeah, it's they're missing. It's this X factor. It's this. It's in the DNA. It's in the DNA, and they just don't have it. You know, they don't have it.
Yeah. Now
They
we have
just don't
some
have it.
Scamacca. So
What is this? What is this guy? Sassuolo 5, Milan 0.
oh yeah, because we would win the league. if that happened.
How so?
Because Inter would tie, they would gain 1 point, and we would get zero, and they're 2 points behind us. So we would still win the league.
Oh, okay, right.
So he's saying that would be a funny situation.
Oh, so we can lose and they can tie and we still win?
Yeah, but Sampdoria is not gonna like Sampdoria has nothing to play for. I mean,
Oh,
it's
wow,
Inter's
that's
gonna
crazy. I didn't
Inter's
even
gonna
realize
slaughter
that.
them.
I didn't even realize that we could lose and they can tie and we can still win.
I want to have both games pulled up on
At
Sunday.
the same time? That's funny.
Yeah, Zion is like, I think we'd be good friends, Zion and
Yeah.
I.
Zion is very opinionated sometimes.
Napoli have currently the best striker in the league for sure. I mean, yeah, you guys say Ozzy, man. I don't. I think he's better than Vlahovic and Immobile. I like Abraham a lot, though. My own opinion.
No, I agree with Osimhen. I think he's the most interesting one. But actually, Skamaka's development is very interesting.
Yeah, a lot
Very
of you guys
interesting.
love Skamaka.
I like Skamaka because he can play. He's very good at playing. He's technical. He's a technical center forward, and I like technical center forwards more than, let's say, I don't know what you call the alternative.
Like
Like the difference between Giroud and Ibrahimovic, right? So let's use that as an example. I
Yeah,
like it.
there's players that are even less technical than Giroud.
Yeah, right. So Skamaka is more similar to a Giroud, to an Ibra than a Giroud. So I'm very curious about Skamaka. I think he can be the right guy.
Okay. Um, I'm confident in Milan's defense, and we are insane on the counterattack, so I expect us to get the job done. Okay, well, hopefully. We need to defend because Sassuolo. I think. I think if we go at, I mean, I don't want to be super defensive, but if we're a little conservative and we don't give them open like counterattacks, then we should be good. Like we should be able to then keep the game balanced because we can defend.
Yeah.
Imagine if we lose into another game. Yeah, into. Oh yeah. We would. Yeah, if we tie and they win, we still go. We still win because we're level on points, but with head to head. So all we need is a tie, guys.
Yep. Yeah, Marshall and Zion train. I think Skamaka can be a very good option for me.
Yeah, Skillard is here. Let's go.
Skillard. Forza top four.
Forza Krunic, Forza VAR, Forza referees. Love that. Forza Numoji. Champion. Yeah, champagne. We'll see.
Champagne time we made top four.
Skamaka's a badass. Only 23. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I should watch him more. I mean, he doesn't excite me too much. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, uh, first of all, we got to see if he's going to move from the club. Because if he stays at Sassuolo, then forget him. Like, forget him.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of defending these idiots.
Sassuolo. I mean, unless the thing is this though, they could find some way to pay the fee with like a Juventus type payment method where they're just paying a bunch of installments. But then I don't think Elliot wants to do that because they don't want us to have to like owe any money to anyone. So
If it's Elliot,
yeah, that's the question. But you would love it if it was Elliot, right?
I wouldn't mind.
Invest in InvestCorp. I don't know. A lot of stuff can happen. Top four trophy. Messias greater than Messi. He's only 30. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Do not give Sassuolo a chance to do anything. Kessie, it's your last game. You better bully the midfield. Yeah, we can't let them. If we cannot play an open game, I think. Roy, would you want us to play an open game against Sassuolo? I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, what I want, uh, yeah, I would love to see Milan just squash Sassuolo in their own half and just, create chances after chances. but I think it's going to be a game that is probably similar to the Atalanta game, where we have to be very careful because they have very good offensive line, and also their midfield line is not bad either. It's their defense that they have a big problem. Their defense has is very poor, and also their bench is not as good as ours. Us having the full team right now, aside from Kjaer, is a big advantage. So in the long run, if we start like we started with Atalanta, with Krunic and Salamakers, then in the long run we can put in the big guns, Messias, Rebic, Ibra, Diaz, and then we can really hurt them because those strikers that they have cannot play like that for 90 minutes. They're going to
Yeah,
get subbed towards the 70th minute. They start to go, the rotations are going to happen. So in the long run, we should get him. We should
yeah.
get him.
Right. You're gonna do like a tactical breakdown?
Yeah, tomorrow Thursday. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. We need to pin Sassuolo in their own half. Confident. If Redbird buys us, then we're poor again. And then another comment says, if Redbird buys us, all of our top players go to Anfield. Long hair Casio is much better. That is true. That is true.
Yeah, yeah.
I really believe Maldini can get Nunes since Rui Costa is president. Yeah, that would be nice. I
I
hope so.
Nunes is a player that makes sense with the whole Elliott, Maldini, Gazidis angle, Masada.
Except for the transfer fee.
Yeah, but I think if I were to make a guess, I bet that's their top target.
Yeah, I mean, the 70 to 80 million transfer fee is pretty crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, that could just be like what they're saying it is, and probably is a bit lower. I don't know if we negotiate, but it's very unlikely. I mean, it's going to be a bidding war, and we're not going to beat out some of the other teams. Although Man City is out because they just got Holland, so I think they're not going to be after him. Liverpool, I don't. They could. I don't think so. I mean, they have Firmino and Jota, so I don't think they'd really go after him. Maybe United, but I'm just thinking of the biggest teams. Arsenal's linked with him. Arsenal's linked with every player, but we
yeah.
can offer Champions League. So
It will depend on the player too. You know, if he wants to join Milan. I mean, one thing about Milan right now is that Milan is a very appetizing club as far as the project goes. I mean, there was actually an article that I was reading earlier that Manchester United wants to use the Milan model on how to build the team. You know, so Milan and the way they've been doing business and the thing that they're doing is creating ripple effects. People are seeing it. They're seeing what has been done, and it's a club that works. So this is going to be a big advantage because a lot of players are going to be very interested and excited to join a club that is working so well.
yeah. Um. Okay. Actually Rohit's here, and I was talking with him about something that I'll get to after we catch up on the chat. Because now it's looking like we're getting into the game, so I think it will be a cagey game. I expect the first 60 minutes, little chances for both teams. Well, that's fine with me. Sassuolo's strength is in their possession football. Napoli destroyed them with amazing highline and pressing.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. If you press them high, you can hurt them, and that's why I think it's best to start with Salamakers and Krunic.
Yeah. Watching Haller, I'm not impressed. I don't think he's our striker answer.
Oh no!
This is Milan. Yeah, I agree.
Oh my god!
He's nothing special.
Dude, I swear I'm a better footballer than Haller. Like I swear.
Right, you beat him in a pace
No, no, I mean
competition.
obviously the guy is physically like incredible, right? He's I don't know, he looks like a basketball player. He has the body of a basketball player, but football wise, no, no way.
Yeah, he just looks like very rough, like around. Like he doesn't look like
Yeah,
he's
rough around the
developed at
edges.
all. Yeah. Skill Redbird is buying Milan all cash with no loans. Yeah. Let's sass out that they're top guns at 60, 70 million. Then that's what we're gonna bring on Rebic. Zlatan Messias Florenzi. Kessie gets dreads, plays amazing. Rafael gets dreads and plays amazing. Coincidence or not?
Huh. Maybe there is a coincidence.
Yeah, we just gotta put dreads on Krunic, and all of our problems will be solved.
Nice.
As long as the Swallow don't park like Udinese, we'll always have a chance. If they park though, at least then I mean, well they can counter, but at least they won't be trying to like destroy us on their best
It's
ball.
not really their game to do that. Also
Yeah.
because they have players. I mean, they could potentially do that if they wanted to do and hit us on the counterattack, but really, Raspadori, Berardi, these players, and Scamacca also, especially Scamacca, because Scamacca is good at holding the ball. It's a team that likes to bring the ball forward and likes to bring numbers up. So
Yeah.
I don't think they'll do that. I don't think they'll do that. I don't think they're capable of doing
Yeah. Uh, which one will get us top players? Okay. Roy Maldini wants Haller, man, because he's a baller. Hope for the best, but
that.
Haller is
What?
coming.
A
What?
baller?
What are you talking about?
Maybe a basketballer, but not, but not a footballer,
He's
man.
not that good, in my opinion. We struggle only against teams that park the bus. Teams that play open, Atalanta, Verona, Fiorentina, we always have a chance against them. True, true. I'm interested to see actually. Let me pull up Milan's record and see out of the teams that we lost to, how many of them were teams that kind of play defensive. So let me check. So we have 4 losses. I think I can already think of the three. Well, at least two that I'm thinking of. Um.
I can show him right here.
Okay, yeah. I know we lost to Spezia, Sassuolo,
We lost to Spezia, Sassuolo, Fiorentina, and
Fiorentina.
one more. Napoli. Was it Napoli?
Yeah. Yes, because of the virtual like VAR offside, like because we equalized and they didn't give us. I mean, 2 of those games the refereeing was very very strange. But most of those teams play attacking football, so.
Okay, so
But
the
yeah,
first game
Udinese gives us trouble, of
we
course.
lost two in a row. Fiorentina 4-3. Then Sassuolo 1-3. Mamma mia, Sassuolo. Then Napoli, and then Spezia.
Yeah.
It's time for revenge.
Yeah.
Kalulu and Tomori can contain their counters easily.
Or I'll be back in like 1 second.
All right. I don't see Sassuolo parking the bus. They don't know how to. Yeah, it's not really their game. If we win, will the Scudetto be presented in San Siro? I don't think so, no. I think it will be presented there at the stadium. Usually, as a matter of fact, I read that there's going to be a presentation event prepare one at the San Siro in case Inter wins, and one at the MAPEI Stadi in case Milan wins. So it's going to happen there. Redbird is the owner of Toulouse. They bought them when Toulouse was relegated. They sold their best players and didn't buy anyone, and are still in League Two. Yeah, Redbird don't really care too much about Redbird, to be honest. I mean, as far as these two owners that want to buy the squad, I don't know what to think. I'd rather have Harry Maguire. I mean, honestly, yeah, Harry Maguire would probably be better than Haller. Probably, yeah.
Yeah, Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire is someone that we should avoid at all costs.
I'd pay 70 million for Harry
It's
Maguire.
funny because he's most likely going to be the starting center back for England somehow, and
Dude,
Tomori might not even make it.
there's some memes that are so funny on Instagram, the Harry Maguire memes. Oh my god, they're genius.
Yeah.
The CEO of Redbird said on a podcast that you don't need to invest to be successful. Well, that's a big red flag right there.
So I thought you loved the sustainable model, Roy.
But I mean, Elliot invested 700 million so far.
Well, not directly into the transfer market.
To the transfer market, I think they. I'm not sure. Maybe. Well, I think it's. They put in 400 million into the club since they took over. So it was a $300 million loan, euro loan, and then they put in 400 million.
Yeah.
Elliot should stay, according to Merad.
Yeah, stay forever. That'd be nice.
So you wouldn't like that, huh?
No, no, hell no.
Yeah, you, Red John, Anwar, you guys don't like Elliot.
Well, I said they don't like it, but they need to sell eventually.
Yeah, they will. They will. And
So far, I have no complaints with them. Well, I mean, they've besides the player situations and not offering higher wages, but like overall, can't really complain with the results. But in the future, it'd be nice, to go to an owner that actually enjoys football.
there's something a little bit inside of me that is a little bit disappointed how the InvestCorp deal went or is going, because it seems like it's not going very well.
Yeah.
Because there was one thing that I did like about InvestCorp, and it was that it's real estate and infrastructure, and that would have been very cool because the stadium, the new training grounds, you know, modernizing Milan.
Yeah, I heard about that
I,
as well.
I was looking forward to that kind of project. But InvestCorp, the way they want to set up this sale is by using Milan as a collateral. And as far as we know, Elliot is saying no, we don't want that. And and then InvestCorp came out and said that Elliot is playing dirty games, that they're forcing, for higher bids. So InvestCorp
Yeah,
is not happy with Elliot either. So now they're kind of like there's friction between the two, according to what the media says. Of course, I mean, take
yeah.
it
I
with
mean,
a grain
I
of
think
salt.
that's fair to like. You can pretty much interpret that it's going south right now.
Yeah,
I mean, they're obviously really interested, but it's Elliot's being a little bit difficult, I think.
yeah.
And
If it,
you can say that they're justified in doing so or not. It's your opinion.
well, the reasoning, if you want to believe it, some people just don't believe it. But according to again what is coming out through the media, is that Elliot wants to make sure that whoever gets Milan is going to not, bankrupt the club or just mess up what they've done. They want to make sure that the project continues correctly, also because it's good for their reputation. They want to be an elite business. An elite business is not a business that just sells to anybody and then what they sell just turns into shit. They want to make sure that their work gets recognized and continues to grow.
It's funny because it seems like they care more about Milan than they care about Argentina. It's pretty interesting. I don't know why they're trying to be these humanitarian, heroes right
I don't
now.
think they're trying to be humanitarian heroes. I think they're trying to protect their business.
Yeah.
It's not got to do with
It
that.
just confuses me because I feel like they would be the first ones to jump for profit and just be like, all right, well, we can now double our profits and, you know, sell the club.
Well, I mean, right now, according to what we know, they could make up to 500 million in profit.
Yeah.
So I think something might happen soon. We'll see. We'll see.
I wonder. I'm mad because I really did. I have faith in the Middle Eastern, you know,
Yeah, exactly.
investment.
So I'm trying.
Yeah,
Yeah. Say again, sorry.
I have faith in the Middle Eastern investment groups. It seems like they actually care about like the club.
I don't know.
Even their CEO tweeted to like congratulate Milan on like.
Yeah, yeah. I can write a tweet too.
Yeah, but you don't really see many other like people that are just money oriented.
Honestly, that was a big red flag to me, and I don't want to be a contrarian to your point of view right now, but that was a big red flag to me
Why?
because I don't want a president that is going to be involved with the club, an owner that is going to be involved with the club.
Well, that's how you get owners that are passionate and want to invest.
Yeah, I don't want that.
So you don't want us to spend a good amount of money on like the best players in the
I
world,
don't want a
basically.
Berlusconi that tells the coach how to play.
You don't
Uh,
want like another Berlusconi owner. The man
uh,
who brought us like
no,
5 Champions Leagues
no.
or however much he.
Right now, I just want Maldini to do his job without anybody in his ear telling him what to do, how to do, and
I don't know, Roy, but that's how you win Champions Leagues.
you don't necessarily win Champions League that way. You can be an
Well,
owner. You can
you
be an
have
owner that doesn't say much. Just lets people do their job.
True, true. I'm not. Well, that's kind of. I'm not saying that they're going to be controlling, but they're going to go. They would definitely like go to the management and say, "You guys, who do you think are the best possible players that can help us, be a world class team?" And they would give them the possibility to buy like Nkunku and other players like that. I believe.
Um, yeah, sure. But I just don't want an owner that. One of the reasons why I like Elliot is because you never hear about them. You don't even know they
they're,
exist. You don't even know they exist.
they're just a bunch of, robots.
Yeah, pretty much. And what's happening in the club is very clear. It's very transparent. You know exactly who does what, who does when, and Elliot. All they do is say yes or no. And so far, in doing that, they have been doing very well.
Yeah.
I like that. Um,
I don't know. I don't mind more of a connection with the owners personally.
yeah, I mean, I'm not against it. I guess I just like what's happening right now.
No emotions from the owners, in your opinion.
No, zero. Stay out of the limelight. Don't Twitter about Milan. Don't give your opinions about Milan. Nobody wants to know. Just let the professionals do their jobs.
Even though they're the ones who have to invest and support the club. I'm sure that they make their voices heard behind closed doors, Roy.
Ah, yeah, I'm sure we do. Yeah, behind closed doors, fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Why can't Abramovich buy Milan? I don't think he would do that. And I don't know what Italy's like stances are and like protesting Russia in that sense economically.
I think it for those Russian oligarchs right now is pretty much impossible to do anything.
Yeah. It's economic. There's some economic barriers. Um. Okay. I mean, Roy, I think we don't have to. Maybe we can end it not in the live tonight.
Yeah.
Not too late because yeah, I mean it's already been over an hour, and I guess I do. I'm a little busy, but at the same time, I could go for a little bit longer if you want.
Yeah. Let's just do the last topic, and then let's close. I guess we're going to try and do. We're going to do a tactical live next.
Yes, if
Either
I would love to be a part of that.
yeah, either Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, sounds good. For the last topic, does anyone have any ideas in the chat about what we should cover? Oh well, I mean, I did. Okay, so Rohit, I was talking with Rohit, speaking with him, and we are having like, I mean, today it was kind of in the middle of the day because for me, and I couldn't really answer him back because I was messaging him. But we were talking about whether or not Milan has improved as like overall, come from this season to last season. And I think Rohit said that he does not believe that Milan has improved.
That's crazy.
I will quote. I will
That's
quote.
crazy talk.
And I want to hear everyone's opinion on this. I'm not gonna. Well,
Oh
I just
my
want to make sure
god.
I'm not like putting words in his mouth. He's all right. He said. I mean, he doesn't believe that we have become a better team. And let's see what else. Um, and that we played much better football last season. Those are the views. What are your thoughts? What do you? How do you
I
guys feel
mean,
about
that's
that?
just ridiculous to say that.
And the I think it was is
And there,
attacking is the is the emphasis of his argument, like the attack.
yeah, that's a bad argument.
What are your like? How would you counter that?
Very simple. I'm gonna ask anybody here with an objective personality. Is Leao better this year than last year?
Yes.
Do we have more offensive depth now with Giroud?
Yes.
I mean, there is no yes. It's yes. Last year
In
we
the
only
striker position, yes.
okay. Is Messias better than Castillo?
Yes.
There you go.
The only well, there is the attacking midfielder position. That's the
Attacking
one.
midfield. Attacking midfielder. Well, um, yeah, we did lose some numbers there, but all the other positions we got better. And also, that's just the offense. Is Tonali better? Yes.
Yeah.
Benacer, is he better?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Kissi is still Kissi.
He's. I think he's. Cause he maybe has dropped off a little bit. If I'm being
Maybe,
honest.
yeah, but he's still a high level, right?
Yeah.
He's still going to, challenge for the
Magnan is an
Scudetto.
upgrade.
Manyan is an upgrade. Tomori is better because Tomori is not making the same mistakes he was making last season
Kalulu has improved. Most improved player of the.
of the whole damn tournament.
Yeah.
Calabria is pretty much the same. Maybe qualitatively, you can say he's lost something, but defensively, he's a beast. So we haven't lost anything there. Florenzi is a better option than we had last season with Dalot. Hernandez is still Hernandez, maybe a little bit better, but still there. His numbers are pretty similar.
Yeah.
So yes, of course we're better. Pioli is better, making better choices. We have sacrificed the aesthetics of our football, but we have won more important games. As a matter of fact, in the top four, we are the best team with the head-to-heads.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very simple question to answer.
Yeah. I think that this is just my only concern is the cam position because now we've lost that identity. I really would like us to have a clear cut cam.
Yeah, and also speaking of that, Krunic has improved. Krunic is a much better
You know,
player than he was last year.
although yeah, Krunic is making less mistakes, I would say, but he's
Yeah,
still not like a great player. But he's a bit better. He's a bit more
remember
solid.
that the best game that we played in Europe was with Krunic on the field against Atletico Madrid in Spain.
True.
His last games have been great. His first games were great. He's just not used. We had a Bakayoko last time. Okay, we had Mete. Mandzukic. No, come on. I mean, I think this is it's very strange. That's because Rohit is not the only one that says that. There's a lot of people that say that, and I really don't understand what angle you're coming from. Like, how do you justify that opinion?
Yeah. Doesn't make sense. I mean, I think we clearly improved,
Yeah,
and I was scared that we didn't for a long time.
and you know what? Here, I'll give you another improvement. Maldini. Maldini improved. And look at how he handled the contracts then. Look at how he handled the contract with
Well,
Hernandez.
Kessie is that's true. Kessie though is another loss, but it's fine.
But Hernandez was a big one.
Yeah. Hopefully we do the same with Leao.
Yeah, I think everybody is improving in that club. Everybody.
Yeah, well, besides a couple, but yes.
Yeah, you do
Has
have the
Pioli
numbers.
improved?
Yes, 100%.
I think he looks more confident.
He's definitely learning from his mistakes and he's adjusting.
Yeah.
He he's definitely yeah. I remember us being much angrier at him last season than this season.
Yes.
We definitely had more Pioli. We had a few Pioli out moments last season.
Yeah, well, that's natural.
Well, this season I don't think we had any really.
Oh, the Champions League. After the Champions League elimination.
Yeah, maybe there were some people. Yeah.
All right, Roy, do you want to close for tonight?
All right, my man. Yes, let's end it here. Uh, we're going to look at the tactics either tomorrow or Thursday. We're definitely going to follow the week. It's going to be an interesting week heading into this game.
Yes.
Let's
This
see
is going to
what
be crazy.
let's see what the chat said here. Oh, by the way, 58 votes, only 17 likes. This is embarrassing. People will love to click the vote button, but they do not like the like button. You know what? I just want people to. I don't know. Let me reframe myself. 47% are nervous, 31% confident, 10% scared, 12% relaxed. You're nervous, huh, Antonio?
I'm nervous.
Really?
Yeah, just a little bit. I'm being honest with you, bro.
Okay. Well, that's what it looks like. People are nervous. Um, anyway, listen. Let's do the tactical thing. We'll bring out the board next live, and we'll look at the teams, and we'll assess. We'll guess what's going to happen. We have only regressed in the camp position, but thankfully we found solutions from elsewhere.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Roy. I think I'm going to have to head out.
All right, Antonio.
It's a good time to close the stream.
Let's do it. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. See you next time. Alla prossima. Ciao.
Ciao.
Forza Milan.
Andiamo.